We always have good shows when he's not here. Live.
As we're on air. Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live. My name is Jay Urban, and I am in the director's seat as usual. We are missing a cast member this week. There's no Bill this week. He is home sick. So everyone send your prayers up and your well wishes to Bill so that I guess he's healed by the Thanksgiving holiday. But we do have two of the other stars of the show. Dex, what up, bro?
Dex, the one here. You know, you always have that one coworker who decides to conveniently get sick around the holidays.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know how you need to cut costs and you cut the person that's not really as effective, so you cut them for an episode so you don't have to pay them?
I will say this. Bill has been honestly the most timely of the crew members. Sorry, not crew.
Excuse me?
That's a lie.
This season he has. This season,
Absolutely not.
No, sir. I've been here every day.
You've been here, but Bill has been on time.
First of all, I'm always on time, one. And secondly, I have a whole stage to put together. Will just sits in front of a flag. So excuse me for taking some time to get myself together.
Okay, budget. I hear you.
I have to stage whatever's behind me so everyone can feel like they're invited into my home every week. And that's not easy to do.
I feel like we should do a montage of all Ty's backgrounds from the season.
Every week it changes.
It changes. I guarantee he doesn't have the same one every week.
Well, look at my bike and my guitar. Isn't that dope?
You have a bike? Do you ride? What do you do?
Yeah,
what do you do?
That's my bike. That's a really expensive bike too. I paid good money for that thing.
So you track mud into the house, or do you wipe off the wheels?
No, I ride on a track. I don't have any mud. I live in Andorra. It's a very nice area.
Oh, okay. Rich.
Basically.
All right, moving on. Let's start with the timeline this week. And first up, two people were competing for, I guess, the headlines this week. One was Kanye West, one was Donald Trump. We'll talk about Kanye first because his is the most, I guess, life-threatening. On November 17th, he had a show, and he declared, I think this was in San Jose, the first one, and he declared that he did not vote, but if he did, he quote unquote would have voted for Trump. He ended up lecturing the crowd reportedly for over 20 minutes on his political opinions and who he would have voted for in this year's election. So that got people talking, and he was kind of in the news from that, but that wasn't enough. So 2 days later, he went to a show in Sacramento, and this is what happened at the Sacramento show. Apparently, he was an hour and a half late. He did 3 songs. I've also heard
Lauren.
I also heard that he performed the same song twice in those 3 songs. He did 20 minutes for politics, and he also had a rant. He ended the show. The crowd chanted "F you, Kanye," and that was that. This is what he actually said at the show. Some video has come out. He said, quote, "It's a new world, Hillary Clinton. It's a new world. Feelings matter because guess what? Everybody in middle America felt away, and they showed you how they felt. A lot of people here tonight felt like they lost. You know why? Because y'all been lied to. Google lied to you. Facebook lied to you. Radio lied to you. Beyonce, I was hurt because I heard that you said you wouldn't perform," talking about at the Video Music Awards, "unless you won Video of the Year over me and over Hotline Bling." If you don't know what Kanye's talking about when he says over me, he had a video nominated for Video of the Year at the VMAs called Famous. That's the one with Taylor Swift and Donald Trump and all these people kind of in the bed together. Yeah, that video. He felt like that should have won over Eliminate. But he said, now don't go trying to diss Beyonce. She is great. Taylor Swift is great. We are all great people. We are all people. But sometimes we be playing the politics too much and forgetting who we are just to win. F winning, F looking cool, F being cool. That's what Kanye had to say about that. Amid even among this, he said, "I'm not always going to say things the perfect way, the right way, but I'm going to say how I feel." He said, "Get ready to have a field day, press. Get ready, because the show's over." And that's what the press did. Not only the press, but everyone who had an opinion and some place to put it, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Snoop Dogg went on his Instagram page, watched the viral video along with his, I guess, viewers, his followers or whatever. And he said, I can't believe he's still talking. He said, I smoke weed. Weed don't make you do that. What the F is he on? Bow Wow decided to go on Twitter and announce to his followers, whoever wants my Yeezys, you can have them. Size 9.5, sending them to you.
9 and no. They're grown ass man in a size 9, and you wanted to give those away. No, thank you.
Yeah, you don't want them.
I could have used them when I was in 7th grade.
And Talib Kweli took a little more serious note. Feelings don't matter, fam. Facts matter. Real niggas still got love for you, but our people dying out here. Never Trump. The same way you want Jay to reach out to you, you should reach out to real niggas, because someone ain't keeping it real with you, fam. The people gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off for what you've given us, but only if you ride with the people. Come back home. Love. We love you. You are everything you say you are, a genius and icon. You added greatness to my life, but lifting Trump up kills us. Come home. Kanye West was later hospitalized a couple of days, actually yesterday, and he canceled the rest of his tour as well. There are varying reasons as to why Kanye, was hospitalized. There's no concrete answer at this point. But whatever Kardashians or Jenners was at this event in New York City, decided to speak to some reporters who asked him the question, and they said, I think he's exhausted, just really tired. It's a grueling tour. Guys, any well wishes for Kanye? Any thoughts for people going through this? I saw an article also that said, actually, no, I'm gonna go back to it. I'm not done yet because I didn't know this was still gonna be here, and I forgot I put this in here. A lot of people were reaching out, including Chance the Rapper, Janelle Monáe, and Emile Hirsch, giving him well wishes, saying that they're praying for him and everything like that, which was nice. But this is the article that I'm talking about. I saw this on Mike.com, and they say Kanye deserves our compassion, but so do black women like Azealia Banks. And I thought this was really interesting because the author of this article went on to basically say that, when black men go through something like this, we always lift them up. But if a black woman is crazy, kind of like Azealia Banks, or she's going through some mental issues, it seems like we just jump on the train and ridicule them, call them crazy, and kind of dismiss them. Azealia Banks kind of talked about this in one of her recent Instagram posts, saying, this is 100% true. Black folks are the first to discard their own, especially when white media / society hang one of us out for a public crucifixion. From the minute I appeared on the scene, I was told by black men and black media that I was ugly, skinny, had bad hair, was weird, made music for white people, etc. And those messages penetrated the social consciousness of black America very quickly. I've been belittled, berated, stolen from, called crazy when making clear and true observations about the world we live in, only to then have all of those things reveal themselves to be truths. I'm not blaming anyone or anything for any of my actions, but it's really important for people to think outside of us black folk to just understand the detrimental effects of whiteness and white supremacy on black people's mental health as a whole and the mental health of black individuals. Now, guys, do you feel like people are, giving Kanye West all the support, but not really supporting it all the way around when it comes to people like Azealia Banks?
I disagree with that, actually. I feel like I think people treated Kanye the same way, and the only reason why people are supporting him is because he went and got help for mental health, or was forced to get help, whatever the story was. So if she goes to get help, people will support her too. Like, once you get to the point where you hospitalize yourself, or someone helps hospitalize you, or whatever the case may be, people begin to support you in your recovery. But people will call you out on your craziness, just like they did Kanye all this time, until he got help. Nobody supported. I mean, some people supported, but most people who were supporting him were still calling him crazy, as we call her like crazy. She gets help.
Exactly. Dex, this come to a point where it's kind of like, look, a crazy person doesn't know they're crazy, or someone doesn't know that there's something wrong with them until someone tells them. Someone has to tell you you're crazy for you to kind of get help. No,
and like, I wish I really want to unplug this narrative of saying that he's crazy and stuff like that. Like, he hasn't been diagnosed with any of this stuff, and I feel like that's an excuse. I feel like the same way with like Britney Spears. Like, when she was out there being crazy, we were saying like she's a lunatic, she's a nut job. The stuff that she's doing is stupid and ridiculous, and it was. And like when we saw when it was the breaking news and she was carried away on that 51 and put on that 5150 psychiatric hold, then it's like, okay, well, she might have some crazy issues with her or whatever. Like, that's what it is. Like, people, I don't understand why as a society we've gotten to this place where we feel the need to diagnose someone with mental illness. And then it's like, I've seen the post that I've seen today, you would think like everyone went from being politicians last week to being like doctors this week. Like, Kanye West has been depressed and not able to do XYZ since his mother passed. You know, this is the same week that his mother passed some years ago. Like, shut the hell up. Like, you do not know what this man is going through. If anything, Kanye West has been acting crazy for years. And we talked about this on the show last week when we were like,
told us don't call him crazy, and then you say he's been acting crazy.
No, I mean crazy as far as like with a mental illness. Like, I'm not, he's a lunatic. He is crazy. He is stupid. He does dumb stuff. He says dumb stuff. And it's like, we've made these excuses and stuff like this all this time. When he called themselves Yeezus, people legit made excuses for that. And it's just like, stop making.
I was one of them. I mean, there's.
I know you were. And continue to make excuses for this man. But it's
and
like,
you're about to make one now.
I'm not about to make one.
Yes,
now.
you are. You couldn't help yourself.
Okay, it comes down to a point where people calling, or I want to get back to the point of Azealia Banks. With people calling you crazy, or people saying that you need mental help, and stuff like that. If like Ty said, if someone's willing to get that mental help, I think that's when they should be supported. But if you keep denying it, that's just going to encourage more and more people to jump on you and say, "Look, dude, you're crazy. What the hell are you talking about?" And
I just feel like just because a person does something that we just don't deem as normal does not mean they have mental health issues. Like,
correct.
I don't think Azealia Banks has mental health issues. I think she.
I do.
I think she has issues, but I don't think I'm going to say like, oh, you know what, something's not right with her mentally. I don't think that's what it is.
Correct.
Like, I think she's legit just a lunatic, just like I think Kanye West is just a lunatic. Like, for me, like I can easily.
Well, unlike a lot of people on your timeline, I spent time studying behavior disorders, and you can check my master's degree if that helps. She's definitely a nut. As well as
you can have all the
as well as Kanye.
I don't feel like you still can diagnose
I
that.
need to get. I will diagnose Kanye if he comes and sits in this living room.
Well, Azealia didn't sit there, so
and I will pull out my books and I will do a full evaluation on Kanye West to let you know that Kanye West definitely has problems. So if that helps at all, you can check those degrees over there.
It won't help me. Like Kanye, like
definitely has an issue
with Kanye West. Like this behavior of his has gone on for years.
It's
and people have made
not appropriately processing things the way you need to, and you using other things to replace you having to process those emotions. And so you start replacing, you start acting like a nut job, and that's exactly what he's doing. It's very typical. It's he's in the public
just acting out to get attention. That's what you feel like, or
yeah, that's what I've been feeling like for the past 10 years or so. That's how I felt for the past 10 years about him. Because if this is the case, does Floyd Mayweather have a mental illness too?
But Floyd Mayweather doesn't act out like as far as publicly.
He has a clear learning disability, if that helps.
Floyd Mayweather absolutely acts out. Adrian Bronner, does he have mental illness too? I mean, maybe they're boxers, so they've been hitting their head. Maybe something's not right. Like
traumatic brain injury.
Who doesn't have a mental illness? That's what I want to know. Who out here is normal?
First of all, I never said Kanye had a mental illness. I just said that Kanye is going through something that's clearly not something that he used to go through. This is a change in his behavior. This is not typical of him. For the past 10 years, this behavior has been changed. Okay, still, that wasn't typical the 10 years before that, was it not? I mean,
people change. Jason, I'm not the same person that you knew 10 years, well, not 10 years, but whenever we met,
your mind has evolved. And your mind has evolved. And for your case, I'm sorry, it's worse than it was. I know, just like, but some people's minds evolve different ways. Some for good and some for worse.
That's what it is. I think Kanye West has progressed in his life, and he's living a life that he feels like what he's doing is normal. Like the stuff that I do right now, I think that is normal. Kanye
You
West,
think it's normal. Yes, you think it's normal. You don't think, that's what I'm saying. You don't think that you're
That's
crazy
like
until
what
someone
happened
tells
that's not a
you
mental
that you're
illness.
crazy.
Though. You know what? Maybe I do have mental illness. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why I don't think Kanye West has one, because I have one. So I'll go
Like
get
for instance, if you have Alzheimer's and you don't know someone, but someone tells you, "Hey, I'm your daughter. How don't you remember me?" You won't know that's your daughter unless they tell you.
Understood.
That's my point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just don't feel like, I feel like with Kanye West, it's an excuse. Remember, we sat here on the show like this month or whatever, and we went down this whole list of things that Kanye West did, and I was like, none of this stuff is acceptable. And you guys were like, it's acceptable, it's acceptable, it's acceptable. So like when I hear this narrative put out, like people were legit like pray for Kanye West, like he's fucking Haiti or something like that, or a third world country that's like
He's
dying
going through something clearly that he had to be admitted to the hospital.
Okay, but then let him go to the hospital. We don't need. He does. I'm not praying for Kanye West.
Well, it could be this as well. You know how like he did some crazy thing this week that could be career killing. And you know, the only way to get out
endorsing Donald Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, the only way to get out of a good murder is to plead insanity. So possibly, this was.
So was it the Trump thing, or do you think it was the Beyonce thing?
Definitely Beyonce thing and the Trump thing.
Both are kind of career suicide at this point.
So the only way to save yourself from a murder when you know you did it is to plead insanity. And so here we go. Okay. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about that, guys. I was crazy. Moving on."
Speaking of crazy, our president-elect of the United States, Donald Trump. What'd you say, Dex?
Also has a mental illness.
He's upset because of the treatment that his vice president got at a recent showing of Hamilton. He went to the Broadway, play Hamilton, which cost $1 gazillion to get into. And Twitter noticed. Here's Pence getting booed as he gets to his seats at Hamilton. And someone else tweeted, "Pence getting booed at Hamilton bums me out. Whatever you think of him, he's trying to engage, could get ideas from far worse places." So yeah, the Hamilton fans, or the crowd there, booed him as he walked in. But that was not the end of it. Brandon Dixon, who is a member of the cast of Hamilton, plays Aaron Burr. He began his message by thanking Pence for attending the play. But he said, quote, "We hope you will hear us out. We, sir, are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, our parents, or defend us and uphold our inalienable rights. We truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us." The Hamilton cast message to Pence came after, like we said, some booed him. Pence said he didn't notice the booing, but it did not spoil the show. Donald Trump immediately hopped on Twitter the very next morning and said, from bottom to top, as we read all tweets, "Our wonderful future Vice President Mike Pence was harassed last night at the theater by the cast of Hamilton. Cameras blazing. This should not happen. The theater must always be a safe and special place. The cast of Hamilton was very rude last night to a very good man. Mike Pence apologized." Exclamation point. I guess that was an order. The cast and the producers of Hamilton, which I hear is highly overrated, should immediately apologize to Mike Pence for their terrible behavior. Mike Pence, for his viewpoints in the whole thing, went on Fox News Sunday and said, "I did hear what was said from the stage. I can tell you I wasn't offended by what was said. I will leave to others whether that was the appropriate venue to say it. I do want to say that the basic element, the center of that message, is one that I want to address, and that is, I know this is a very disappointing time for people that did not see their candidate win in this national election. I know this is a very anxious time for some people. I just want to reassure people what President-elect Donald Trump said on election night. He absolutely meant from the bottom of his heart." He said, "My daughter and I and her cousins really enjoyed the show. Hamilton is just an incredible production, incredibly talented people, and it was a real joy to be there." So I guess he didn't think it was overrated. When we arrived, we heard a few boos and we heard some cheers. I nudged my kids and reminded them that this is what freedom sounds like. Now, a lot of people are saying that Trump overreacted on this just to take away from the news of his foundation paying out $25 million to people who enrolled there. 5,000 people got scammed out of $35,000, and somehow Donald Trump only ended up paying $25 million of it. Donald Trump said on Twitter, I settled the Trump University lawsuit for a small fraction of the potential award because as president, I have to focus on our country. The only bad thing about winning the presidency is that I did not have time to go through the long but winning trial on Trump U. Too bad. This is a quote from George Takei, former Star Trek star, saying 5,000 defrauded students at $35,000 each equals $175 million. Settled for $25 million. Walks away with $150 million. This is our crooked president. Guys, do you think Donald Trump was overreacting, or was this the wrong venue for the Hamilton people to make a statement like that to the vice president? Dex, what you think?
You know, I feel like it's okay for him to say what he said. Like, I mean, it's a play and or whatever, but at the same time, like, he's going to have to do whatever he can to demand respect because he's just not getting it in the other type of way. So if you have to focus on a play, to demand respect, like, that's fine. I agree with that. Another thing Donald Trump did this week that I'm very impressed with is over the weekend there was a meeting from the alt-right representatives, and it was the
white supremacist representatives. Okay, yeah, that.
It was well, typically though, alt-right, that's not what they are though. Like generally, that's not what they stand for. That's not what they do. So this was like very shocking to hear that. And so when I was hearing like it was basically like it was speaking and preaching like white supremacy, and it was just saying like, you know, other races and people are beneath white people. That's what they were saying. Like those are like legit words from the speech, which was like deplorable to me. And Donald Trump actually denounced them today at the meeting with journalists, including the New York Post, which I thought was very different. Like I didn't expect that, and like that was impressive to me because like he was so vocal about, you know, the protest, and he was so vocal about the Hamilton boos for Pence. Now for him to speak up against like this white supremacist group, like that means a lot to me, considering that he almost refused to denounce David Duke for endorsing him during the campaign. So like like I said before, like I'm still optimistic when it comes to Donald Trump. Like he could stay off of Twitter for a little bit. I beg of him to stay off of Twitter, but like I'm still very optimistic of like what he's gonna do.
I'm not optimistic at all about Donald Trump. However, I don't think that he's going to be like our doomsday or anything like that. I think that he's going to do a nightmare of a job. And I think he's bringing in a nightmare of an administration. I think he's going to do damage that's going to need to be repaired by a person who will be qualified for president. However, I will tolerate Donald Trump, and I'm not impressed by him denouncing
at all.
Not by a long shot, is because he still has representatives from them in his administration.
Well, he actually addressed that as well. He said,
can I finish my sentence? And until he gets rid of those people, unless that's what you're about to say, then I don't care what you're saying. Following up, he got rid of these people, and until that happens, then I don't care what he does because he's a nightmare of a president.
Dex, the floor is yours.
I'm good.
What did he say? I'm curious about what he said about Jeff Sessions. Did he say anything about Jeff Sessions?
He did. He said that like, you know, if this is something that he did believe in, or this is something that like that he spoke about and that he preached about, and like strong beliefs of his, he would not be in his administration. And truthfully, I believe that. I genuinely feel like he knows like who he's putting in there, and he's putting them in there for specific reasons.
Wait a minute. So he says that in spite of the fact that like this guy clearly believes in this stuff, so it's like very.
I mean, I don't know how clear that is that he believes in it.
He said it on Capitol Hill. What are you talking about? He got reprimanded
but I mean,
by
like
other congressmen on Capitol Hill.
But I'm saying, like, in regards to like right now, like how he's gonna run things, how he's gonna do things. I'm
so
believing.
he's changed. So he's changed. That's what you're telling us.
Didn't you say that? Didn't you say people change? You said that when we talked about Kanye West.
I said mental health changes.
You said people change.
I said mental health changes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, move on.
If you're a 60-year-old man, I don't think suddenly you're going to wake up and think, "Oh my God, black people are equal to us," after telling other people in Congress that they're an embarrassment for the fact that they support civil rights legislation.
I just, like I said, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
And you're stupid, and that's how Donald Trump got in place in the first place. Do you remember how you felt bad because you were being so neutral about supporting all this foolishness?
Yeah,
I watched a video of you saying how you weren't sure how you were going to vote and all this other stuff, and now Donald Trump is president, and you're repeating the same pattern. Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. No, thank you.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being optimistic.
You and your benefit of the doubt and your optimism and shove it up your ass. Donald Trump is the worst thing that could ever happen to the presidency. Thank you. So,
Where can he put that optimism? Where can he throw it? Where can he shove it? All right, next to the news, a little Bow Wow. We spoke about him briefly in the first story about Kanye West. This is another fail by Lil Bow.
I remember this is funny.
Bow Wow went on Twitter and said, had a suite for the Falcons game today. No way I can make it. Just wrapped from set. I need to sleep. Watching my birds from bed. #rise up. Apparently, he can only use up to 6 words in a sentence, and that's why he had so many sentences in that one tweet. One problem with him having reserved tickets for the suite, the Falcons was on a bye. That means they don't play. That means that there is no seat in the end for Shad Moss as Dex Spaceballs and stuff.
Maybe he meant to say seat, and he wanted to give them a seat on Bro Talk Live. Like, I'm just gonna go with that. Maybe that's what he wanted. Because what the fuck? I mean,
That was a nightmare of a celebrity. Like, he just needs to stop. Like, he really needs to drop from the face of celebrity dumb.
Nightmare of a celebrity.
Like, it is just a freaking, like, his attempt to be cool and be relevant is so utterly pathetic that it's like, I feel like I cringe every time I see his name because I know he's going to make a fool of himself. And I'm just glad that he denounced being African American because I would be embarrassed. So I'm just so happy that he's claiming being Cuban. Cubans, you should be really embarrassed of Bow Wow right now.
All right, moving on. August Alsina is in the news. Not only did he wear this high bun at the American Music Awards this past Sunday, which I thought was very trendy for some reason, he performed alongside DJ Khaled, Nicki Minaj, and Rick Ross on what he said was the #1 song in the country, but I fact checked that it's currently the #2 song in the country.
Maybe it was #1 when he last.
As far as urban records go, of course, the white people have it bumped all the way probably down to about 73, but on our stations, it's probably #2 on your radio station. But yeah, they performed, and August didn't have the greatest time. According to him, his mic was never on. This is a text conversation, I guess, that he's had with either his manager or someone from the American Music Awards. They text him, mic was never on. They were given instructions not to run your mic to TV. I'm getting to the bottom of this, not to run it live to TV. August responded by saying, wow, that really just hurt me bad. He continued, or he captioned this by saying, woke up to this message. This has bothered my spirit for the longest time. I'm more confused than yesterday. Is it because I'm new and that was my first introduction to the AMA world? Is it because I'm black and you don't know what to expect? Is it because of my past that you may be trying to bind me to? Or is it this pure hate and just to rob me of a moment? To make people think I'm lip syncing as if I'm not even a real person who tries. Someone who's not serious about his craft. I'm from the bottom where if we don't do anything else, we try. And last night, I not only tried, but I did and conquered. And it's as if it never happened. Someone help me understand. I'm sorry for rambling, but I'm just confused. I went into this with the... What'd you say?
You about to read this whole thing?
Okay, I think you got the point. He's mad because they turned off his mic and he had to lip sync. Guys, do you think the lip syncing part would have garnered August Alsina more respect in this R&B community, or did the AMAs just kill his career?
Neither. I don't think anybody cares.
I don't think it would have done anything for his career. Much like performing at the AMAs.
I didn't even notice, and I watched the performance because I didn't care.
Oh no, I was watching wrestling, so I definitely wasn't watching that. But I do understand where he's coming from, though. Like, if I'm an artist, like I'm not Britney Spears and Selena Gomez. If I'm an artist and I'm coming up on the stage, give me my respect. Like, we're singers. Like, we want to sing. Our mic should be turned on live. If we're terrible, we're terrible. Like, that's my job to go out there and sing. Now, don't have my mic turned off. Like, that's disrespectful.
Who did he perform with?
He performed with the it was DJ Khaled's song, so he was just the hype man during the performance.
His
mic was
he's probably the one who had them turn the mic off.
DJ Khaled's mic was definitely all the way up because he was annoying
Right.
himself.
So DJ Khaled is the one who told them to turn it off. So there's the bottom of that. He was like, "Yeah, I heard him in the studio. Turn that shit off." That's what happened. Like I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Like it had nothing to do it. Like don't make it an issue. They did it because they don't think you're talented. So until you prove that you're talented live a few times, like you have to do that a lot, then it's not a race thing. Like this, you're not about to make this a race thing or a thing about your past. It's simply that they don't think you're talented, period. DJ Khaled probably had your mic turned off because why would he have his turned on? And you guys did a sound check. So he had his turned all the way up with the levels where they wanted them and yours turned down. And he did it intentionally. So I don't want you to think that there's some kind of reason that the AMAs had something. No, it had nothing to do with it. It was DJ Khaled. Call him and figure out why.
Hold up. So I want to read this one part in this thing. It's really funny. Let me try to zoom in on this part. All right. It says right here, the response from the people in that building afterwards. A really sweet, older, and very graceful white woman had an interaction with me after the performance on my way to the restroom. And she said, "Wow, you were so just magical up there. How do I not know you?" She then went on to apologize to me and said, "I'm sorry," which I was so confused about. So I kindly asked why for clarity. She said, "With what I just saw and felt, you should be lots of awards at this place." I kindly smiled and said thank you with the most gratitude, honor, and formally introduced myself to her and went to shake her hand. She ended with, "Ooh, trust me, I know who you are now. You're unforgettable."
First off, that was Britney Spears that was talking to him.
Right.
That's who it was. And she said,
or it was probably Madonna. Was she there?
Well, probably Britney Spears because she was so impressed with that lip syncing work because Britney Spears can't even lip sync properly. So she was like, "Damn, he killed it on that lip sync."
So yeah,
how do you do that?
Shout out to August Alsina. We hope that he continues his career and prospers.
In his defense, I did like his first album. I did not hear anything past that, so I don't know if he got better or worse. So I did like his first album.
No. Someone who has a lot of good albums, the Queen of Gospel, Shirley Caesar. We all talked about last week: greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, hams, hogs, dogs, chickens, rabbits, you name it. She has decided to capitalize. I wasn't doing nonstop.
You just killed that just now.
I know that full remix front to back. She decided to cash in. She got her business partners together and said, "Look, we need to make some money from this." She decided to put up her own website, YouNameItShirley.com. You go over there and you get what you need, okay? She said, "You name it for good. I'm so happy to see everyone enjoying the remix of my song. Let's use this for something good and bring beans, greens, potatoes, and tomatoes to those without this holiday season. Shop #YouNameIt gear, and proceeds will go to feeding families in need. Pastor Shirley Caesar." And when she said shop, she has a whole store of merchandise ready for you with all the beans, greens, tomatoes, and potatoes that you could possibly want. So you head on over to YouNameItShirley.com and you pick up your package. Guys, how do you feel about Shirley deciding to monetize this fame?
It's not even monetizing though. What I love about that is that like she's doing it for good. Like she's capitalizing on it, but like properly. Like it's like I don't even need the money for this, but there's so many other people out there who do. And like this is truthfully like what celebrities who have money should be doing during the holiday season. Like this is so selfless and beautiful. Like I think it's amazing that she's doing this.
I think it's great. It's like super graceful the way she did it too. It's like she capitalized on it, but in a great way to show like who she is and what she stands for. So I'm with it.
I mean, like other people in her like generation would like if they made a pie, they would probably sell it for $20 at Walmart.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just saying.
Oh, don't try it.
And give nobody else credit for it if they made it famous. Oh my God, this is like the same thing. So like Patti LaBelle's pies went viral on like social media. Then she started to sell them and they sell out of them at Walmart and did nothing for the person. Shirley Caesar's song went viral on social media and she decided to capitalize on it and help out needy families. Wow. Now I see why Aretha Franklin doesn't like her.
He was so shady.
I go there and spill out my wine. Oh, my good Merlot, don't do that.
So guys, will you be buying any Shirley merchandise?
I could use that coffee mug or possibly a t-shirt.
A coffee mug or a t-shirt? And the coffee mugs I think are like $16. So yeah, you go ahead and get it. That's what's up.
Like a good green tea with ginger in the morning.
A good green tea with ginger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's time for Q&A. Give me 1 second here. Ty, go ahead and introduce Q&A and what we do there, and I'll get the rest of the stuff up. I might have to read the questions for you.
Hello, everybody. This is the portion of the show where you guys get to interact with us and ask us questions. And we use our life experiences and our expertise to try to give you the best guidance possible. Based on our past history, I do recommend that you take our advice as fact. Like, don't try to look anywhere else. Come right to brotalklive.com to seek your life advice. There's no need for therapy or asking your friends or anything like that. Come to the brothers at brotalklive.com and we will read your question online. We will answer your question based on our experiences, and your life will be changed. And we promise, we guarantee it, your life's going to be changed bigly. Please make sure you come to brotalklive.com and ask us your questions about life, and we will change your life for the better.
How many times you gonna say it? Thank you.
Sure, we're going to change it bigly.
You go pull you Donald Trump, just keep saying the same thing over and over again for the next 25 minutes.
Guarantee it.
All right, so I'm gonna read. So here's the 3 questions we had this week. For some reason, my thing's not working. I'll get it back eventually, but y'all might have to wait a little bit. So here's what we got so far. The first one is a friend and a immigrant. The second one involves 2 people in a house, and the thing is sex. And the third thing involves what does this third thing involve? Oh, the third thing involves being sick on Thanksgiving.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, could care less. Let's go with the immigrant.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. I'll read the question for you because for some reason, like I said, it did not go over to the show thing. But here we go.
Blurry, but I could possibly still read it.
No, it's not there.
Okay, go ahead.
Fix it later. Yeah. So listen up. You said which one? You said the immigrant Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can we do both of them? Because I'm interested in the other one as well.
The 2 people in the sex.
Right.
Not the Thanksgiving one, because like if you're sick on Thanksgiving, just stay home. Like that's it.
Oh, would it? Okay.
And don't cook.
Yeah.
I am the perpetually single friend now in my mid to late 20s. I think I finally met someone great. Things have been progressing perfectly for a few months until on a recent afternoon, he confessed that he is married to his roommate, his best friend's older sister. He is an immigrant, and while I thought he had gotten a green card through the lottery, he is actually getting it through this marriage. It is strictly a business arrangement. Their relationship is closer to that of siblings than anything else. They are about 1 year into the marriage with 1 left to go. I don't feel jealous, and I'm actually really glad he trusts me with this huge burden he has been carrying. I would never want to jeopardize his immigration status, but I'm struggling with understanding what this could mean for our future. We want a lot of the same things, and before this, I was thinking that maybe I had finally found the right person. I want to take pictures, take vacations, introduce him to family. I want to make him part of my life for the next year. And I don't know that that will be possible to the extent that I want. What should I do?
Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these are life-changing questions that people ask us. And basically, there's nowhere else you can turn to get this kind of advice.
No.
And so the advice that we're going to give you, and I'll start with Dexter, and then I'll follow up.
I think you're fine. Like, I wouldn't worry much about it. Like, it's a business arrangement between.
I couldn't agree more.
Like, that's what it is. It's not like they probably don't even sleep in the same house together.
How do you know he's not lying? Like, he could be easily lying and saying
Jason, but honestly, can't anyone be lying? Doesn't matter. Like, he's sharing this information with you, which he did not have to tell her. She could have found out much after the fact, or when he was ready to get that annulment or divorce.
And
but
genuinely, if this was like TJ, you know, in the hood, telling this, like, oh well, you know, I just married her because of XYZ, like, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But this guy, like, I feel like I have more trust with a person saying, like, you know, I'm an immigrant and I did this in order to get a green card. I mean, it's not like we don't know that stuff doesn't happen. It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. I know people personally did it. So
like, I'd be okay with it.
I'm completely okay with it. I don't think that you should overreact. Obviously, you're perpetually single and you are in your mid to late 20s. You're probably getting real picky, and I think that you need to relax and see where this thing goes. And social media and pictures and all that stuff is not a big deal. Like, you don't need that. Like, give that a break. It's probably best anyway.
But it's normal. Like you might not need it, but it's.
But you don't have to. But you don't need to.
Your situation doesn't fit that.
10 years ago, when people got in a relationship, there was no social media.
Yes, but it's not 10 years ago. It's 2016.
Yeah,
but if your situation doesn't fit that, like if you can't do it, you can't do it. There's certain
you
things
absolutely have to be online to like, for what purpose?
Because everybody else is doing it. Like, that's silly.
Jason, like, you can hang out with your friends and you can still introduce them to your family and all this other stuff. You just can't put it on social media because he's going to be deported. So I think you need to relax.
Because he's going to be deported. I don't think that it's necessarily the safest thing to put all your eggs in a basket, especially if the guy is legally.
Like, this person could be the love of your life, and you're about to give that up because you can't.
Or this person could be the love of someone else's life who he's currently married to. Like, that is also a distinct possibility.
But he's talking. Let me tell you this: if I'm a woman and a man is lying to me about being married, and he comes up with a story like that he's an immigrant and he married them for a business, I think I'm gonna stay with him because, like, that's a really good lie. Like, it's better than saying, like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave her soon." Like, that's a really good lie. I'll take that.
I would just see it through. Period.
All right. Next question about the guy in the apartment. Okay, here's the story. This is what we got in the mailbox. I am a gay man living in a conservative suburb of a relatively small city. Several years ago, I bought a townhouse, and though I don't socialize with the neighbors, I like living here very much. 2 months ago, a new family moved into the unit next to mine. At first, they seemed friendly enough. Their son, about 4, was a little nosy, but that's life. About 2 weeks ago, the mom approached me while I was getting into my car and asked for a word with me. She said that their son's bedroom was on the wall next to mine, and he could very obviously hear me having sex a few nights prior. I was shocked. It's not like we were particularly loud, and mortified, and said that I'd try to keep things quieter. She told me that she thinks it's best if I move my bedroom or have sex somewhere else, just in case her son hears. I refused, but said I would definitely try to be quieter. So last weekend, my boyfriend was over, and we ended up having sex sometime in the afternoon. While we're going at it, there was a knock on the door. Of course, we ignored it, but the knocking continued. It was my neighbor, as we discovered when she started screaming at us. I won't share everything she said, but the gist was that I was deliberately corrupting her innocent child. I have no idea how to handle this. I'm in my own home, and while we aren't carrying on like porn stars, there is, I guess, some noise. The woman caught me leaving for work and told me that if I didn't stop, quote unquote, exposing her son to lewd behavior, she was going to call the police and have me arrested as a sexual predator. I doubt that that's possible, but in this day and age, who knows? She very well could turn the other neighbors against me. Any suggestions besides soundproofing options, which I'm looking into, and or preemptively calling my lawyer?
One, you need to have a seat for talking about some soundproofing options. Secondly, you need to carry on like a porn star. Don't you ever knock on my damn door to tell me I'm being too loud in my apartment. Are you stupid? Like what? Like what? And like I understand, like she doesn't want her son to hear, but at the same time, sis, you moved into a townhouse. Like you just got to deal with it. Go get
you moved into a townhouse. There are plenty of options for people who can live in those single family homes. You pay a little bit more money. You don't have to share a wall with somebody. You chose not only to share a wall with someone, but to put your son right there. You can easily give your son the master bedroom and move your ass into there and listen to me fuck. I'm not moving anything or doing anything. Like she's insane.
So both of you guys,
do me a favor. Turn this up real quick and walk over to her so she can hear this.
Walk over to her. Can you bring the computer to her, please?
Don't you ever walk up on this man and when he's getting to his car again in your life. If he hits you next time, that's on you, sir. Start carrying around a taser, and when she comes up to you with that foolishness, light her
You're
up.
legally allowed to shoot somebody who's on your property. Like I would shoot her. Like I'm finished with her.
I wish you would knock on my door and start screaming at me throughout the miss. Like then I might get louder on you.
Like you're in the middle of sex and someone comes in and says, no. Like unless you're coming over here to join us, I suggest you get the hell out of here.
Because I'm really gonna corrupt you when I open this door and let you watch me do it. Like, kids, move on and go back in your house. Take your son out for ice cream or something. I'll let you know when I'm finished.
And I'm sorry, maybe she needs to give her son some headphones and some earplugs.
And plus, if he's 4 years old, it might be time for him to know the birds and the bees conversation anyway. It's never too soon.
So you guys definitely don't think she should do
I think
anything?
she should have a seat. That's what I think.
As far as
She needs to move.
rectifying the
Nobody told her to buy a damn town. Like when you decide to buy a row home or a town home, you're exposing yourself to whatever the neighbors could do. Their roaches, their mice, their sex. You're exposing yourself to those things. So that's your business. Period. If you can't afford anything else, then buy your son headphones. I'm sure you can afford those. I have these wonderful headphones. When I put these things on, I can't hear a goddamn thing. So invest in these. Get you some beads. These are the Nick Cannon ones. I'm not selling them or anything, but whatever.
I got some really good headphones on Amazon. They're wireless for like $39. So yeah, they're definitely pretty good. Battery lasts for like 12 hours and everything. So
yeah, these two they're really good.
All right.
Actually, don't send the link. Jason sends me Amazon links every day, and I feel like I buy stuff off of there every day. Every time he sends a link, I buy something. So don't send me that link.
I want to read this last one just because it's interesting, and I'm sorry if we go over a little bit, but you guys can feel free.
Guys, rock with us. It is what it is.
We'll just make a clip.
Thanksgiving week, you don't got to go to work tomorrow anyway.
Yeah,
it's fine. We'll just make a clip and they'll watch it anyway, so it's fine. My entire family is invited to my house for Thanksgiving, and I have come down with the flu. Even if I don't prepare the food, I can't be in the same house as everyone and risk exposure for any of my family members. Do I stay in a hotel room while my husband manages the meal? Do I cancel and let the family fend for themselves? What do you guys think I should do?
Why can't you stay in your room?
Because she doesn't want the sickness to get on any of the food or anything else. Like she just feels like if she's in the house at all.
Let your husband bring you the food and let him cook. Obviously, he can handle it. Just stay your ass upstairs. Why would you go to a hotel? What are you talking about?
How convenient that you got the flu this close to Thanksgiving. If you don't carry your downstairs, cook that food, and call it a day. And if you don't do that, then you cancel Thanksgiving altogether. They can't come to your house this year. They'll come next year. But the real thing is everything in your house in working order? Because I feel like you're trying to hide something. That's just me.
I don't see. I've never had the flu personally, so I don't know that you can get the flu from coming into the house. And if that, why doesn't your husband have
I guess she's saying like the germs and stuff, just in general.
Yeah, upstairs.
Her husband, no, you're not leaving me here to do all this stuff with the family while you go stay in a hotel or something. No, like either we cancel this or like you got to tough through it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm with Dex, but even if he's willing to cook, I think you need to just stay upstairs. You're not going to get the flu from looking at you. Yeah, use some disinfectant wipes. Wipe things down. I have them all the time. Use some Lysol and sit down somewhere.
All right, so you guys wouldn't go to? Would you guys go to someone's house if they were sick on Thanksgiving? Like,
no, that's why I feel like she should cancel it. Why would you even be thinking about cooking?
I would go as long as she wasn't before.
Yes, you can, because you came down with allegedly you came down with the flu, so you can cancel. You should cancel it.
So what are people supposed to do?
That's not my problem. I'm sick.
But you can't say it. Like Thanksgiving is one of the biggest holidays.
Like her husband can hold Thanksgiving down from the way she's planning on going to a hotel. It sounds like he has the skills to hold it down. So I wouldn't necessarily cancel it. I don't see why she can't stay in her room. I've never seen anyone get the flu from just walking in the house. I mean, I've gone 28 years without the flu.
Yeah, but it is what it is. All right, Dex, do you want to do the BS report, and then we will do the ultimate Thanksgiving feast thing that we have planned?
Yeah, I have my BS report is really quick today. I'll be very quick. It's only 2 stories. The first one is in Ohio. There's a woman who was arrested for she put an ad up on Craigslist, and they were like, okay, we're gonna come down there. And she's like, I'll sell you this for $60. So then they drove up to a Mexican restaurant, and she said that like I want the $60, but more importantly, I want you to buy me some nachos. Unfortunately, the person who she was texting was a police officer, so they ended up arresting her, and she did not get the nachos. Also, there is a new phenomenon that's going around. It is called cute aggression. So what acute aggression is if your loved one, like your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, even like maybe like a coworker that's really fond of you, what they'll do to you is they'll come up to you and they'll give you a little bite, maybe on the cheek or on the hand or on the wrist or whatever.
Hell no. What are you talking about?
Well, it's told that you shouldn't be alarmed by this. This is like really big
It's
right now.
told. Who's telling me that I shouldn't be alarmed about someone biting me on the goddamn cheek?
Like scientists. Scientists say that, like, because what they're doing
socially
is
awkward. Of course, they don't know what's socially acceptable for someone to do. Why?
The reason why you shouldn't get upset about it is because the people who are doing this, they're reacting to how cute you are, not necessarily in looks wise, but just how you make them feel, and then and how you make them how much you make them express. So, like, if I were to come up to you and bite you, give you a little bite on the cheek, like, you would just be like, "Oh, thanks, dog," and like
that's supposed to be a compliment.
Yeah, like, oh,
next time I see you, I'm gonna bite you in the face. Let me know how you feel.
Not my face, but like you can like bite my little wrist or something like that. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ty, and I'll give you like a pat on the head or something.
Dag, if you bite me in the wrist or in the face, I can promise you I'm gonna break your nose.
No doubts about it.
That is Dex's Beers report for the week.
No, I'm definitely gonna break your nose. Like that's that.
All right. Thanksgiving's coming up on Thursday. And we're going to put together the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner. Instead of one gotta go, we're going to play three gotta go. And we're going to pick the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner from the meat to the sides to the drinks to the dessert. Here we go.
Yeah,
we got one. You have to pick one. We all have to agree on one. So we have roasted turkey, we have fried turkey, we have ham, and we have roast beef.
And
so
has to go.
Ham and roast beef can go.
Everything has to go except for one. What is going to be our meat of choice on Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Everything has to go, and turkey stays.
Yeah, what turkey. About which turkey? Roast turkey or fried turkey?
Oh, either one.
No, roasted turkey. Fried turkey can go. No, see you.
Okay.
I can go with either one. So I don't like long as it's turkey.
Dex, I'm going with fried turkey, so you got to pick.
I'm with you with fried turkey then.
No, what the hell are you talking about? I don't want fried turkey.
Like, fried turkey is actually just the same as like regular turkey because like once you carve it in there, it's how you tell me?
Because I'm telling you, no,
you ain't never had it before.
Yeah, and I don't want it.
It's like eating the fried chicken wing.
Well, guess what? I'm going fried turkey, so you about to have it.
There we go, fried turkey. It is. That's our meat choice. Secondly,
from Star Trek.
Secondly, our sides. For our side items. Sorry, this is a little small. Our side items, we have macaroni and cheese. We have greens, the standard greens.
That can go.
We have stuffing, and
that
we
ain't
have
cooked right. That can go.
That stuffing is not what my mother makes.
Not necessarily that stuffing. Stuffing in general.
That
or
can
candied yams.
Well, everything can go except for stuffing, but not that specific plate. Only stuffing made by my mother can stay because that looks.
So Dex is going for.
I'm going with the mac and cheese.
I'm going for mac and cheese too. Mac and cheese.
Nobody want that, but y'all are black and lactose intolerant. We need to leave that alone. That's the problem.
Not all blacks are lactose intolerant.
We are.
I am.
The white man decided
to. I'm still having mac and cheese. Actually, I rarely eat cheese, so it's like my treat to myself.
All right, so far we have fried turkey, and we also have macaroni and cheese. What are we going to wash that down with?
Oh, I know.
Is it going to be some sweet tea? Is it going to be some Coca-Cola? Is it going to be some apple cider or some ginger ale?
Sweet tea.
No, it's apple cider.
You're not washing the middle of that one, no goddamn.
Yes, I am. Like I love apple cider. I love apple cider during the fall. Like I feel like it's the perfect time to drink it.
I mean, no, I like apple cider too, but not to wash down my Thanksgiving meal. Like that's unacceptable.
I had apple cider yesterday with our office like Thanksgiving one, and I think it was great. Like it was amazing. I had fried turkey.
Is that the same place where they had cat litter in the refrigerator?
No. Yes.
So Dex is going with apple cider. Ty is going with sweet tea. This is hard, guys.
No, it's not.
Dex, is it hot apple cider or cold apple cider?
Oh, cold.
Cold apple cider. Who wants hot apple cider?
Drinking hot apple cider.
The hell are you talking about? That's urine.
What? If it's cold apple cider, then I'm going with the sweet tea.
Sweet tea nasty. That's the problem. You might as well take the bullet.
And for dessert, we got apple pie. We got pumpkin pie. We have Miss Patty's sweet potato pie from Patty Pie's collection. And we also have 7-Up cake if you don't like pies. So which dessert item are we going with here for Thanksgiving?
My dearly departed grandmother used to make the most amazing 7-Up cake ever. And my cousin, I feel like, is finally finalizing that recipe after all these years. So I'm definitely gonna go with the cake.
No.
Dex.
First of all, I don't eat like desserts like that at all anymore. But if I were, it would be the potato pie, but not a store-bought one. I don't eat store-bought pies. Like, that's sick. But we'll go with
not pumpkin. Why not pumpkin? I would go with the pumpkin personally.
You do? I like sweet potato pie.
I'm going with the sweet potato pie, but not from a store though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with sweet potato pie if I'm gonna go with the pie, but not pumpkin pie.
So Dex, you rather have the pie than the cake?
Yeah.
I can imagine. When did last time I had pumpkin pie? I don't remember.
I feel like pie is a staple for Thanksgiving, so we have to go with the pie. So I guess Miss Patty's sweet potato pie is going to have to do it for us. So guys, for our Thanksgiving meal, are you ready to hear what we got?
We remember. Sorry, I'm getting tired.
It's not like it's that much on the menu.
Fried turkey,
a welcome menu.
Terrible Thanksgiving. It's like a Friendsgiving where a bunch of people who can't cook get together and make some bullshit.
Or office potluck where a bunch of people who think they can cook come together and make some BS.
You're not gonna have a Friendsgiving, Ty?
That seems like it's really cool, but that's like for if you move out of the city and like you don't have family around, and I do because I haven't gone anywhere. So no, I'm not having a Friendsgiving.
All right, time for seats. Seats are where we decide to give people their proper due and usher them to a much lower place in life, and that would be a seat. So guys, do you have any seats for this week, or should I go first?
I have two quick seats actually. My first seat is going to go to the police officers who are supposed to be protecting the people in North Dakota, like with the pipeline protest. I just don't. I understand that you might not like what these people are doing, but like, why are you hosing people down with water cannons? Like, that is so disrespectful. And like, it's disgusting to me that people are consistently doing that. We're in 2016, and you're hosing people down like they're freaking animals. Like, that's not cool. Stop doing it. My second seat. So you guys know I have like a part-time job that I work.
You're fired.
Here and there, maybe like a couple times a year or whatever. So last Saturday, I had to go there, and there were people outside of the mall protesting. And it's like, they're protesting saying that the mall should not be open on Black Friday. Like, let me let you know something. I will be working on Black Friday for two reasons. One, there's only so much time I like to spend around my family. And two, that's time and a half and double pay. Like, I need these coins. Like, don't worry about me working. The people that are working, believe me, we're fine with it. Go somewhere else with your protest. Go home and eat with your family. Don't protest for us. Thanks.
Oh, is that what it's for? Like the protest, like they shouldn't have to work?
Yeah, they're saying like the mall should be closed. People shouldn't have to come to work. They should spend time with their family. Mind your business.
Mind your damn business. What are you talking about? People are like trying too hard to inject themselves in other people's lives. I have a quick seat. So I have this teacher friend, I guess, and she has strep throat. And she wants to post on social media. I'm home with sucky strep throat, so I guess I'll get started on baking some of my pies and things for Thanksgiving. Bitch, are you crazy? You're baking and cooking for people with strep throat? Like, isn't that contagious?
Very.
Don't you dare!
It's like literally the last contagious disease that we still don't have.
So disgusting to me. Like, you're cooking and baking and coughing all over people's shit and licking and tasting food with strep throat, and you're gonna infect the entire family. Like, she makes me sick. I'll never go near her again. I hate her now.
If you get strep throat bad enough, you can get bronchitis, and that is definitely. Remember my freshman year, Ty, I had bronchitis, and I had to go to the hospital and I had to get that IV in my arm.
I'm a terrible person. I don't remember that at all. And we're like the best of friends. Like, I don't remember that at all. Like, that's crazy. Maybe you were hurt, and it made me so sad that I blocked it from my memory.
Probably didn't happen.
Probably didn't happen. Excuse me. I was up there at Avondale.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what was I
doing?
Second
semester freshman year.
Was I like by your side?
Oh, come on.
I don't think you were. I
Damn,
think you
I'm a horrible friend.
I still have the bill from it.
You didn't pay that bill?
You know I did. My seat is going to go to the American Music Awards. Oh, one of my seats. I have two seats. One of my seats is going to go to the American Music Awards. This is an award show that happened this past Sunday. And here I took away from that award. They say that the nominees are based on key fan interactions as reflected in Billboard magazine and on Billboard.com, including album and digital sales. Excuse me, Billboard has their own award show. We don't need you to be taking all of your nominees from Billboard.com charts and all this other stuff. Because they did that, they ended up with these nominees for Best Rap Album. Are you ready for this? The nominees for Best Rap Album at the 2016 American Music Award was Drake, a Canadian, his album called Views from the Six. He also had another album nominated in that same category with Future called What a Time to Be Alive. And the third person in that trio of Best Rap Album nominees was Fetty Wap. How in the hell were those your three nominees for a Best Rap Album that you gave these people a chance to vote upon? Drake, of course, ended up winning that because he had a 2 out of 3 shot of winning it, and he was the only one who seemed to attend the award. So shout out to him. Ariana Grande won Artist of the Year. I didn't even know she came out with anything personally, but apparently the white people still go up for her. So shout out to her. And their Beyonce and Rihanna did not show up, so thusly they did not receive any awards during the main show. Beyonce won, I think, Best Tour or something like that for the year, and Rihanna won like Best R&B Album over Lemonade and someone else.
Won that award that Kanye was upset about?
That wasn't this award show. That was at the VMAs, which was earlier this year. But yeah, so the American Music Awards is not working. You guys need to rehash because. Yeah, there's no way that Ariana Grande, in my opinion,
be winning anything.
Yeah, should be winning Artist of the Year. And Selena Gomez has also had a pretty big night. She was Best Female Pop Star. So shout out to.
I thought she was on a break because she had. Like,
I thought so too. She went to rehab or something like that, right? My second seat is going to go to the rest of America. Be sure, guys, during this Thanksgiving holiday, don't let these people fool you onto what really happened. Don't let these Pocahontas marathons on Disney Channel get you, fooled. Stay woke out here. If you need something to Google the true meaning of Thanksgiving or the real story behind Thanksgiving, and click on the Huffington Post article that you will see, because that is an excellent real story, true portrayal of what happened.
Ty, can you tell them what the true story is as I posted on Facebook?
The true story is you and your ghetto ass family are going to.
No, that's not it.
And you're going to cook like you don't have any goddamn sense. And you're all going to sit together and eat like you've never eaten before. And you're going to go on Facebook after you're full. You're going to get up early. You're going to take your ratchet behind to Black Friday and beat the shit out of each other in line. Like, this is what you're going to do. And then you're going to post these videos like you're so woke. Like, shut the hell up. Like, everyone knows, obviously, the Native Americans were slaughtered, or else you wouldn't be sitting your ass in the projects, because there used to be Native Americans there before white people slaughtered them and put your black ass there. So we know the real story. I don't need a reminder of the real story every year. I'm right now. The point of Thanksgiving is to spend time with my family and to enjoy a holiday and not go to work. Like, that's the point of Thanksgiving, and to sit around and be cliche and talk about what we're thankful for, which are lots and lots of things. We have many, many blessings. So I don't want to hear anything about the real Thanksgiving story. I'm not stupid. White people have slaughtered every person that they've ever come in contact with, and this is nothing new. So please don't share that story anymore. I'm sick of hearing it. I know they had smallpox blankets and that their skin was melting off, and they were pushed with the Trail of Tears, and they did all kinds of crazy mess. We know there's nothing new here. White people have literally slaughtered any people that they've come in contact with. So thank you very much for the story. We are enjoying Thanksgiving where we are now at this point in history, because tomorrow's not promised.
We will have my side on this, and we will want to address.
Oh, we know. Will would also bite you if he saw you more often.
That was great.
Next time he sees you.
Hopefully Will be back next week, and
Jason, you edit that out. I don't want that going online.
No, well, definitely that's going to be the YouTube and the Facebook clip for this week. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
We
Wait,
always
quickly-
put Dexter as the clip. So let's
Wait,
continue with that.
a quick shout out though. I want to give a shout out to Fatima for tuning in live, and also a shout out to Richard Lancaster and the guys over at Soup Goals for tuning in live with us tonight.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate it.
Don't disrespect my shout outs.
I appreciate it. Thanks guys for watching.
I said
For Dex, for Ty, make sure you guys have a very safe Thanksgiving. And don't forget about the people in the pipeline. We stand with you in North Dakota as they spray you down with
really
hoses, probably on Thanksgiving, as they celebrate the massacre of your people. This is America, and we are out.